Everybody. This is a quick video to show you how to do the hypothesis testing stuff in StatCrunch if you are able to access StatCrunch. One of the advantages of StatCrunch is that it seems to be better linked to the textbook homework system in terms of giving you the amount of accuracy you need for the answers within the MyLabs Plus homework. The web apps seem like they're not giving very many decimal places in problems where the numbers are big, like in the thousands, like in this one. So here are the steps. And if you don't have access to StatCrunch, just do it with the web app. I am looking at your actual answers before putting a score into the D2L gradebook. So if the only thing wrong with your answers is rounding, then it won't be a big deal. But if you can use StatCrunch, then you'll feel better about it because you'll get the response from the system saying you got all of them right. So it's up to you. But this, I do want to make sure you know how to do it in StatCrunch if you do want to do that. In this case, the data is actually given to us. This is the second problem from from Daily Quiz 7. And the data is actually given to us. They do put this little link there that opens up and allows you to get the data either from copying and paste or saving it as an Excel spreadsheet. When you click on it, it opens a little, when I click on that I want to do it by copy paste, it opens this little thing and I can just do, right click and pick copy or whatever. It's only 4 numbers for this one, so I don't think it's worthwhile, but I did want to point that out to you in case there's a problem that has more data in it. So once we have got our 4 numbers, either by writing them down or by copying on a computer, we can go open StatCrunch, and we choose data, load, and then from paste. When you do that, it'll open up a little box, and you just say paste inside that box. There is a little, I don't have a screenshot of it, but there is a little checkbox there that you want to uncheck. It asks if the first thing you're pasting is the actual name of the variable. In this case, it's not. We only have the 4 numbers there. So you'll see. I mean, it won't. It'll either do it right or it won't. And if it doesn't, then just do it the other way. But there is a box in there you have to check to tell it that the first row of your that you've copied is not the variable name. For this problem, it's way easier to type the numbers. But one way or the other, the 4 numbers being in a column in StatCrunch is your goal. Once they're there, the StatCrunch command is going to be tstats, and then you pick one sample. And I couldn't show one more step because it wrote on top of this one. But when you say one sample, it'll ask you whether you have original data or whether you have summary of your data. And so in some of the homework problems, you'll have summary information, like it won't give you the actual data set. It'll just tell you the sample mean and sample standard deviation. And you would pick, I have a summary. In this problem, we actually have the data. There's just those 4 values. And so we're going to do 2 stats, 1 sample from our data. And then it'll give us the next screen. This is what the screen looks like. The default is hypothesis test, which is what we want. I only have one thing there, and I didn't give a name to that column, so var 1 is the column I'm going to pick. My hypothesis test, H0, is mu equals 1,000, and the alternative hypothesis is mu greater than 1,000. Those are given in the problem. So, so the nice thing about the StatCrunch interface is that it's not very cryptic. It really writes this out exactly the way, I mean, it's all, drop down, choose, boxy things, but it does look like the way we write it on paper. And that's it. At the bottom of the screen, there's a button for compute. And if you hit compute, then this is the output that you get. Notice that your t-test statistic, your p-value, your standard error, even the sample mean, have lots of decimal places given. And on the original problem, it was asking for 2 or 3 decimal places for each of the things it was asking for. So, so using those values will definitely give you the right numbers. But for all of the homework in Online M, this tool can be used instead of the web app. The web app seems to give it more decimal places when the numbers are smaller. In other words, it doesn't want to have a ton of digits altogether. So if the numbers are large, like in the thousands, it was going to give you fewer things after the decimal point. So the web app, I would probably use it first just because it's easier, the interface is easier, and it's easier to get to. But if it's not giving you the number of decimal places that the homework is asking for, then jump into StatCrunch if you can. And remember, no matter what, I'll actually look at your real answers, and if all that's wrong is the number of decimal places, you'll get full credit for that.